Very balanced, explosive, whether it's the running game or the passing game. I mean, all the way around. Jam that on my face. Sorry. You was looking down, you was like, you gotta put him on.
NFL rants about how Julio Jones was fired from all 2025 games, and he had to resign to protect his image. Please subscribe as you watch. In one of the most shocking and unpredictable events of the 2025 NFL season, wide receiver Julio Jones, widely regarded as one of the best in the league, found himself at the center of an escalating controversy that ultimately led to his removal from all games for the year. Once known for his exceptional skill, leadership, and remarkable career, Jones' sudden and unexpected exit from the NFL raised questions that reverberated across the sports world. From his decision to resign to protect his legacy to the fallout that followed, Jones' departure marked a difficult chapter in both his career and the NFL's handling of its star athletes. Julio Jones' journey to becoming one of the NFL's top wide receivers was nothing short of remarkable. Over the years, he established himself as one of the game's premier playmakers, known for his dominant performances, athleticism, and unmatched consistency. With numerous Pro Bowl appearances, All-Pro selections, and game-changing plays, Jones had solidified himself as one of the most talented receivers of his generation. Jones spent the early part of his career with the Atlanta Falcons, where he became the face of the franchise. He later moved to the Tennessee Titans, continuing his legacy and proving his skills. Throughout his career, his name was often mentioned among the elite, and he enjoyed a reputation for being a reliable, consistent presence on the field. Fans and analysts alike hailed his performances, and it seemed as though Jones would go down in history as one of the NFL's greatest wide receivers. However, the 2025 season turned out to be a completely different story. Despite a solid start to the year, rumors began circulating about personal and off-field issues that would eventually come to light. The NFL's long-standing policies on player conduct would soon come into play, and the situation surrounding Jones would spiral out of control, forcing the league to make difficult decisions that would impact both his career and his image. The exact details of the events leading to Jones' removal from all 2025 NFL games remain somewhat unclear, but the chain of events was rapid and damning. Sources close to the league suggested that Jones had been involved in several incidents that were seen as disruptive to the team and to the league's image. The NFL, with its strict code of conduct and commitment to protecting the integrity of the game, found itself in a precarious position as it began to investigate the situation. Allegations of unprofessional behavior surfaced, with some reports suggesting a growing tension between Jones and management, particularly within his team. There were also whispers of personal struggles that had begun to affect his performance and relationships with teammates and coaches. As the situation escalated, it became clear that the NFL had little choice but to remove Jones from competition for the remainder of the season. With no clear resolution in sight, the league acted swiftly, signaling the end of his 2025 season. But this decision wasn't the end of the story. In a move that shocked many, Julio Jones himself chose to step away from the game. Instead of facing the continued media scrutiny and potential further damage to his career, he made the decision to resign. His departure was a result of mounting pressure from both the NFL and the media, and it allowed him to regain control over how the narrative surrounding his career would unfold. Julio Jones' decision to voluntarily resign from the NFL came as a surprise to many, especially given his legendary status within the league. However, this move ultimately appeared to be a strategic decision aimed at preserving his reputation and legacy. Faced with the risk of further tarnishing his image through constant media attention and speculation, Jones took matters into his own hands, deciding to leave the game on his own terms. In his official statement announcing his resignation, Jones acknowledged the unfortunate circumstances and expressed regret for the events that had led to his departure. He stated that stepping away from the game was necessary for his mental health and personal well-being, emphasizing that he needed to focus on his future outside of football. While his decision was clearly difficult, Jones made it clear that he was prioritizing his personal life over his professional career. This rare, introspective move allowed him to avoid the constant limelight and, hopefully, rebuild his image away from the harsh glare of the media. While the resignation did allow Jones to regain some control over his narrative, it was also a significant moment in the history of the NFL. His decision to leave the game raised questions about the pressures athletes face, especially those who have reached the pinnacle of success. Jones' resignation wasn't just about one individual player. It highlighted the increasing struggles of modern athletes who must navigate the intense scrutiny that comes with fame and the toll it can take on their mental health. The NFL's involvement in the controversy surrounding Julio Jones extended beyond his removal from the season's roster. The league, known for its strict policies and emphasis on player conduct, faced significant criticism regarding how it handled the situation. Although the NFL acted within its rights to suspend Jones, many commentators and analysts pointed to the lack of transparency and the seemingly rushed nature of the decision. In the aftermath, several critics suggested that the NFL's response was emblematic of a larger issue within the league: the lack of support for players dealing with personal struggles. While the league has long been focused on performance and public image, it has often been criticized for not doing enough to support players in their personal lives. Jones' situation emphasized the need for the NFL to take a more proactive approach to player welfare, offering counseling, resources, and better systems for dealing with off-field issues. The NFL commissioner, following Jones' resignation, made a rare public statement acknowledging the need for the league to rethink its approach to player well-being. In his comments, the commissioner indicated that more support systems would be put in place to assist players in navigating the pressures that come with the high expectations placed on them. These words, however, came too late for Jones, whose career had already been altered by the NFL's actions. Furthermore, the NFL Players Association, NFLPA, voiced its concerns over how the league had handled the situation. In particular, the NFLPA questioned the lack of communication and the lack of an effective support system for players dealing with mental health challenges. The association called for changes in the way the league addresses player grievances and mental health concerns, especially in light of the impact these issues had on Jones' career. The fallout from Jones' sudden departure was felt throughout the NFL community. Fans, who had long admired Jones for his on-field brilliance, were left devastated by the news. Many took to social media to express their disappointment and shock, some defending the wide receiver and expressing concern for his well-being, while others criticized his behavior and the manner in which he had exited the league.